Jesus said, "No one can serve two masters, for either he hates the one and loves the other, or he'll be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and wealth." That's in Matthew chapter 6 from the Sermon on the Mount. Within the last week or so, Russia's Orthodox Church has called the conflict in Ukraine a holy war. It is absolutely nothing like that. However, the background is that the Russian Orthodox Church emphasizes its historical links between Ukraine and Russia. They go back to the 10th century, when Orthodox Christianity came to the kingdom of Kiev and Rus, which were ruled over modern-day Belarus, Ukraine, and Western Russia, from its capital, Kiev. Patriarch Kirill, the Moscow Patriarch, calls the peoples of Russia and Ukraine as coming from one Kievan baptismal font, and he uses their apparent common historical fate to justify Russia's argument that it's liberating Ukraine. Perhaps given the circumstances, it might be more appropriate for Ukraine to think of liberating Russia. I just want to quote briefly from an article in The Economist. In Russia, church and military go hand in hand. Patriarch Kirill, the head of the Russian Orthodox Church, implicitly supports Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. He spouts Kremlin propaganda, claiming that Russia is not the aggressor. The background to this unholy alliance between Vladimir Putin and Patriarch Kirill goes back a long way. Under communism, the church was suppressed. After the Soviet Union broke up, the Russian church regained influence, and under Patriarch Kirill, with the help of Vladimir Putin, thousands of Russian churches have been reopened or have been built anew with state support. So close is their relationship that the Patriarch has called Putin's presidency a, quote, miracle of God. In all of this, we see the wisdom of Jesus' words from the Sermon on the Mount. You cannot serve two masters. Neither can you serve God and material wealth. And when national church leaders try to do so by supporting corrupt national goals, it always ends badly. Just look at these examples. For more than 200 years, the leaders of the Church of England supported the African slave trade. They grew wealthy from it. In the 1930s, the senior leadership of Lutheran Church in Germany endorsed Adolf Hitler's program of national expansion and racial purity. In 19th century Canada and even into the first half of the 20th century, Canadian church leaders, including those of our Anglican Church of Canada, backed the federal government's attempts to stamp out Indigenous cultures, and even ran residential schools where that was the objective. In every case, history shows that in the fight of truth with falsehood, those church leaders chose the evil side. Patriarch Kirill, the moment for you to decide between the good and the evil side came long ago. You chose which master to serve by aligning yourself with Vladimir Putin. In your devotion to Putin, you have despised the Christ, the person that you pledged to serve at your ordination. Moreover, no one can serve God and wealth. Patriarch Kirill, you've disgraced yourself by serving the Russian Church's material wealth, and you are doubly disgraced by backing Putin's unholy and merciless attacks on residential areas, hospitals, and schools. Millions of Ukrainians, whom you claim to be liberating, are fleeing in terror, leaving their cities shattered by Russian artillery and bombs. History will paint the name Patriarch Kirill in the deepest ignominy. Therefore, you must resign as Patriarch at once, now, today, as was said first by Oliver Cromwell in 1653. In the name of God, go.